this is the Lone Wolf. We're here today with another game of EVE Online. So, as you can see in the background, I still have my mining ship up from the last time I was on. Now, obviously not counting the short trip I took last time, but before that, had an absolutely fun time with the players of Wingspan. Give me just a second here. I'm starting up my dashboard. Okay. Alright, so today is probably going to be a little bit more of the usual. More me goofing off with EVE Online. Still benefiting from the amazing assistance that I received from the Wingspan member, whose help will not be forgotten anytime soon. So, here we go. Alrighty. Now, the only downside to being in Botane is that it's not always the easiest to get your hands on missile stuff.
I cannot set a waypoint to the same location twice.
Well, sorry. So for those of you who have been around for the past few times I've been on,
Drive active.
I am still a little down, but in much better shape than I have been for a while. So here we are. This is still my gas cloud mining ship. Let's go ahead and do something to get started. I actually have not been on in a few days since I found out that my stream was being attempted to having attempted monetization done against my explicit permission, and all of it over a false copyright claim. Someone apparently made a video of the EVE Online's soundtrack and then tried to claim one of the songs I was playing. Ah, yeah, so that's since been nipped in the bud. In the near future here, my hope is to be able to stream simultaneously on Twitch and YouTube, but I don't know when that's going to happen. I got to figure out how to make that happen first. Right now, we're simply flying to get some more training materials.
Docking request accepted.
Oh, that's right. I did set this up with 4 scanners, so I could realistically do some scanning from this ship. So here we are. Trained up to level 2 on, I believe, all of the destroyers. Yep. Alright. Still need to get acceleration control. It doesn't hurt to have that. I could, but then you don't. Oh, wait a minute. I see what's going on. There we go. Sorry. I thought I already switched it over. Better? Oh, boy. Oh. Yeah, like I said, I thought I'd already done that. That was my fault. Yep. Now that my big ugly mug's out of the way, you can actually see what I'm doing. Ah, there it is. The funny thing is, this is actually the big reason I came over here. So I can start prepping in for missiles. Whoa. That's a wee smidge pricey. I'll have to look that up. I think what we're seeing here is we're seeing a lot of people expect to just be able to buy all their books and stuff at one of these locations, so they just have it overloaded with overly expensive stuff. So that will be something I will have to do some driving to take care of. The vast majority is I can get right here at a very good price and pay no markup into Dixie. Because who likes paying markup? This is probably the least enjoyable part of the game, you know, taking care of your training skills, but they're important to get squared away. So, but I'm going to stop there for now, I think. I decided to skip the energy pulse weapons strictly because, well, the reality is they're just for one weapon, and that's just for the smart bombs. Since I'm not running any of those right now, they're going to be kind of stupid. Okay. And that'll be it for now. So now we're going to go ahead and actually go back and get my Imicus, which I believe is in the news, along with a million other things. Oh, apparently it's into Dixie. So now we're going to go back and get my scanning boat. I should probably make a couple of them, just so that way I have them. Now each faction has its own level 1 scanning boat. I just happen to use the Imicus because it looks like a kickstand plate to me, and it just makes me smile. I mean, come on. How does that not look like a bike on a kickstand? It's... What other reason do I need? That's not to say it's the best option, it's just the one I enjoy the most. Alright. Now, one of the things I never got around to showing, especially during exploration time, is the Project Discovery. I actually really enjoy the Project Discovery thing because it uses real scientific data. It's a great way to kill time while you're waiting. But what we're looking for here is we're looking for any indication of changes in the amount of light you're seeing from a star. It's the same way they found all those exoplanets using the Hubble telescope. So what we do here is we look for any clear indications of disruption of light. And then you fold it to see how well it lines up. And then you can make minor adjustments while it's folded to square it up as nice as possible. Now, interestingly, once I detrend it, you see this little bop right here. Alright. So it's almost like something was moving extremely slowly. Oh, we're going to confirm that one. You confirm it, it gets marked in place. Or maybe there was some kind of a change in the power output of the star, or maybe there was a cosmic cloud in the way and it was affecting the way the light was being picked up. There's a lot of different things that it could possibly be.
Requested. Docking request accepted.
But that's one thing you got to watch out for while you're running this particular setup. Now, the detrending tool allows you to smooth out some confusing marks that really don't make a lot of sense. Now, one thing I noticed is we're going to turn off detrending for a moment here. And you do have a little bump right here. Now, you could think that there was something that actually was there because that is a slight light output adjustment, and some of those light output changes really don't have to amount to a whole lot. I'm going to jump into my Imicus while I'm talking here. Make sure this one's fully geared. Yep, we're geared. Alright. So once you think you've found everything, and you can even choose to identify what type of star is actually behind this. So, and it gives you some examples so you can see what you can expect in the case of stars that are kind of rotating and screwing with each other's light output. You have rotating stars, which kind of create little teeny tiny pops of light. And you have the eruptives, where everything will be going fine, and all of a sudden there's a bigger pop that affects the way it looks. And you also have the pulsating star, which we also would know as a pulsar in scientific terms. Now, I'm taking a look at this, and I kind of want to mark this one. It's a little slower. Now, it's going to claim that I failed because it's saying that this one is not a mark. But at the same time, I don't see identification as to why it would not be effective as a mark. Because realistically, it could be. And this is an easy one. As you can see here, there's a couple big dips. You can fold it. You can see very clearly that there is, in fact, really big dip. Now again, this is using real data. So we could even try detrending this if we really wanted to. But what the detrending tool does is it removes certain trends of the star, so that way you can do a better job comparing for larger light adjustments, and some of them are really easy to see. You see, this one was marked as successful because I only took those two, and it was very clearly two there. And my accuracy rating goes up because I got it right according to their system. Now, as you progress in levels, they're going to stop being so obvious. But if you look, I mean, you can actually spread this out, and the larger you spread it, the more fine detail you'll see. So like if you had a really huge display, you could probably get really accurate results in here, as long as you're willing to take the time to really fine-tooth comb it. But the first few levels are going to be really, really easy. Gee, I wonder if there is something here. I can't see a pattern. So we fold it. As you see, we're slightly off. So we can click, drag, and rotate to line it up. Once it lines up, you have it marked, you confirm it. Apparently this one orbits a little bit slower than once per hour, 24-hour days. And there we go. Got our first level up, which gave us something. Let's see. So let's take a look and see what we get. The Celestis Exoplanets Hunter Skin. Now the Hunter Skins are pretty similar in design across the board. So this is the Celestis and the Exo Hunter skin. It's mostly yellows and dark blues. This is what it looked like before. This is what it looks like after. There's different skins you can choose from, like we said before, but this is the Exoplanet skin. And I think I'm going to hold on to that skin for now, decide if I want to use it later. But for every time you level up, you will get a new crate, which will give you an opportunity to win a new skin. Now this one here, I want to say that this is possibly a rotating star. We're going to detrend it to see if we see anything. There's a little bit of a bump over here. But if we detrend it, actually that bump still kind of stays, so I'm tempted to mark it. If you remove the detrend, like, it's still there. I mean, it's not a huge bump, but it is definitely present right in this region right here. And that could very easily be something. It all depends on... Again, here's another one. It's a very similar bump. And if we detrend it, that bump still remains present. So we fold it, and those bumps line up pretty nicely. Now what I'm doing here is I'm changing the number of days that this would count for. And yeah, I want to say that I want to say it's a pretty confirmed setup right there. So I'm going to confirm that. And this is what I mean when you say detrending will help you find some of these little intricacies you might have missed. Because by simply having it up here, you might have noticed that, but it almost looks like it's a part of the natural flow of the data. You detrend it though to the 24-hour mark, and it becomes a little more pronounced. The most pronounced though in the 10-hour mark. So that's the reason why I think we're going to go ahead and submit it as that. There it is. See? Simple enough. And you do get paid for each one of these, plus the extra experience point, plus experience points for this. So again, not exactly the most... Oh, well, that's pretty self-evident there. I'm going to detrend it to make tracking it a little easier. Make a little minor adjustment here, and when I mean, that's pretty pronounced. You can't miss that. I mean, it was present before the trending, but you know, it's not as visible here unless you remove the trending. So I mean, even at 24 hours, it's still pretty pronounced. I mean, the only time it disappears is when you smooth it out too much at 1 hour. But any other trending level, it's clearly pronounced. Plain as day, it's there. So we're going to confirm that one. And the next little bump I see that's got my interest is actually right here. Because of the way it works, but at the same time, that makes me think of this. Well, I'm sorry, this one. It's not quite as pronounced, but that's the sensation I get from that one. So I don't think I'm going to mark that one. I mean, it's definitely there. I mean, even going through your various trending levels, it's still there. Now, again, once you narrow it down too much, it disappears. But it looks like there's something might be there. So you know what? I'm gonna mark that. I think we're gonna adjust it. Actually, here, we'll scratch that. There we go. And submit it. Now, most likely that's going to be marked as bad, but because I got the other one, I'll get a partial credit for it. I got half of it, so I'll get half credit. And that's something you get to do. If you enjoy, if you're the kind of person that can easily pick up patterns, and the reality is, there are some that actually have no transits whatsoever that are visible in the data. This one right here, maybe here and here. what's interesting is you'll notice little spots like that, but the one on the right here, you can't see me. I don't know why I'm pointing at the screen. You can't see it. But the one on the right here, it doesn't match up with anything. So let's try doing a detraining. And you know, I can't say that I see anything. I mean, this kind of looks like it would be one, but again, on the right side of the screen, there's nothing there. So I'm going to mark this as no transits. Probably be wrong. Ooh. So the majority of people who've looked at this one have said, I don't see anything here. Oh, we got to level up, so let's see what we got. No, but that's going to be the end of that for now. Let's open. Ow. Typically, you're not supposed to injure yourself. A Minotaur shuttle. Yes. Yes, a Minotaur shuttle skin. I can sell it for $4 million. And the Celestis isn't going to sell at all, so I'll probably either use it or give it to one of my Omega characters. Alright, so here we are. Let's get back to what we actually were supposed to be streaming about. So here we are. Amicus. Ah, that hurted. Interesting. My chat apparently temporarily broke. Okay. So here we are into Dixie. Let's do a little bit of looking around the local space. Let's go see if there's anything involved. Now, unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be spending too much time in wormhole space today. Mostly because, well, it is almost midnight. And I do intend on going to work tomorrow, so I need to get some kind of sleep at some point. But we're going to take a look at it. Let's see. Anything here? There's one here. It's probably a wormhole, but you know what? Oh, wait. We'll go ahead and take a look. So we're trying to target him. Well, who would have guessed? It's a combat. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm already maxed out for archaeology and hacking. So, realistically, my scans, without me spending more money on equipment, aren't really going to get much better. Ugh. Now, one of my options is always that I could
Warp drive active.
elect to I could always elect to make a combat ship with a probe scanner, so that way I can take the time to do some of these combat sites instead of scanning them out and completely ignoring them. Oh, excuse me. It's always something I can choose to do. The question is whether I want to do the combat sites, which may or may not net me some ISK, or if I want to do the other types of sites, the relic and data sites, because there aren't very many combat ships that have the really nice bumpers that come up with exploration design frigates. Excuse me. Downsides of not doing wormhole space is that my likelihood of running into untouched stuff is kind of slim. There's my combat site. Not exactly what I was hoping to see, but it could be worse. Decon is one of those places I usually do my best to avoid being anywhere near. And the reason is because it's a very, very heavily PvP-centric zone. If you're at the center of the star system, anything that's in there is going to show up. Anything is going to show up on directional scan. So the problem with that is it's low-sec space, so therefore people are going to come at you. So I usually avoid that one. So we are going to try Alpha. nothing. This is a little saddening.
Warp drive active.
That's okay. We'll continue to move on. Ooh, excuse me. Like I said, still not quite 100%, but good enough to, feeling pretty good enough to go to work. Oh, there's something here to look at. Alright, let's look at it. Bump that up to 8. Commence this scannering. Excuse me. A leopard that looked like a shuttle. Oh, I didn't realize that was a thing. Really? More combat? So it actually is a thing. Muscle warp speed 20 astronomical units per second. Wow! That's what we call a fast boat.
Warp drive active.
Base time to warp is 2.22 seconds. Oh, man. I'm just 20 astronomical units per second. Boom. So the distance light travels from the sun to the earth over the course of the, I believe it was 8.5 to 9 minutes that it does. This ship goes 20 times that far in 1 second. Yeah, that's crazy. Starting to feel like this is a fool's errand. I'm thinking next time I jump on here, I'm going to start showing some faction warfare stuff, and maybe go into a little bit of the politics here on EVE Online, specifically referring to the races, not the people who play the races, because anybody can play any race. It doesn't really make that much of a difference. It just depends on what you want your character to look like when you start. More combat zones. This one's level 2, so I should have this one in seconds. Tenko surveillance. That I'm gonna have to look up. Tenko surveillance. Interestingly, there doesn't seem to be any really clear information on that. That is surprising. Unfortunately, I'm still not in the right kind of ship to do any of that, so we are just going to move along. I am having no luck at all finding anything worthwhile today. No wormholes, nothing to check, just combat sites. The CCP trying to tell me to go to bed? Bye. Bye. Now I believe we are in Minmatar space. Nothing to scan. This is getting old. There's 2 of them in this one. Yay! Odds have improved that we'll find something. Not by a whole heck of a lot. But at this point in time, I take what I get. This is what we call a dry evening. I suppose it is possible. The reason why I'm not finding anything is it is kind of late. Two wormholes. So, two wormholes. I'll grab a die. Evens, I'll go to the top one. Odds, I'll go to the bottom one. And we have a 3. So, let's see, odds. So here we go.
Warp drive active.
Okay. Let's see what we can do about hiding some of this. All right. Unknown parts of space, so a relatively safe wormhole to enter. Relative, of course, being very important to remember because there's nothing that's really truly safe about doing these. Yes, I know. Nothing on immediate scan. Alright, we are just going to run away as fast as our ship can take us. That would be next to anything specific. this. Well, I guess that'll have some. This is probably not going to be something I'm actually going to be able to do. Well, I'm going to scan that anyway because that's what I do. Ooh, a wormy hole. Up. Alrighty, making a little teeny tiny shred of progress. Yay for gas clouds. was the key, or she saw me in system and decided to bug out. Just like last time I was out here, just gas cloud, gas cloud, gas cloud. So that doesn't become a recurring theme here. I don't mind tracking down gas clouds, I just mind when I can't track down anything else. Another wormhole, yay! So far I'm only seeing my stuff, so I feel relatively safe. It's the wormhole squared. Nothing. Oh, oh, I bet you I'm not going to be able to do that one. Of course. So here's the truth about those unsecured perimeter outpost stuff. Okay. On my alpha account, I decided to take my my Omega account. I decided to take my PvE Vexer. Okay. To see if I could clear up enough of those things to make it where I could actually scan the boxes. And the long answer was, the short answer is, I could, but it took a really long time. And when I say a really long time, I mean like I was working on the same wormhole site for several hours. Because I had to clear up the sleeper drones. And then once the sleeper drones were cleared, then I had to keep my ship active and repairing, all while this is going on. So it didn't go very well. I hate to say it, but it really didn't. We're gonna go one. You know what? No, we're gonna jump out. We're gonna jump out of this one.
Warp drive active.
But I lost like 5 drones, 6 drones out of my normal complement of 10. And I almost lost the ship several times.
Warp drive active.
That wasn't really fun. Now, I'm sure if I had taken a decent battle cruiser in, or even a battleship, I would have been fine. But I'm sitting here thinking to myself, you know, I'm just goofing off. I'm not really planning on doing a whole heck of a lot. I'll take a cheap, dinky ship in, and if I lose it, I lose it. Oh, excuse me. Alright, unknown parts of space. It's beginning to decay. So I probably have a couple of hours, not that I'm planning on being in there for more than a half hour or so. Obviously, the first thing we do is we drop in, scan it, do a D-scan. And there's an Amicus in the region. But it's an Amicus. I'm going to save this location as exit. To go that direction. Fire everything up. There are my scanner probes. Find my scanner probes here. Oh, I guess it would help if I had the right screen up. Alright, so that's the wormhole we just entered. So let's pump this out. Wormhole. What we're looking for is this to change from core scanner to anything else, or an additional ship to show up. Now, we can scan these down really, really quick. It'll keep me somewhat safer. Ah, great. You'll soon find the way. Oh, excuse me. So I see your face in my door. Ay, 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 come on. Alright. Yay, gas cloud. And by yay, I mean boo.
Skill training completed.
Oh, come on. Uh-oh. Am I in trouble again? Ah. Oh, wait a minute. I might be able to do that one. Finally. The big question, is that the one that the... Honestly, no. No real luck at all. That data set that just popped up is the first one I've seen that I could actually do. Out of the 2 that I've had pop up. And to make it all the more entertaining, there's another exploration ship in here, so... there's a likelihood that he might actually be on top of it. Yeah, it can take a while. It says, I'm an alpha, but going to try wormhole this weekend, trying to level these forever skills. Like I said, it could take a while, especially if you're trying to be somewhat defensive.
Drive active.
So I can have skills. I actually, if I'm being honest, I bought a year's worth of Omega like a while ago. Ah man, the day he was at the data site, he just cleared it. But yeah, I bought a year's worth of Omega, and that increase in training speed double is definitely a bonus. Um, well, I had a. How did my skills progress so fast on this alpha character? I had a benefactor, but you see, this is a purely alpha clone. But I had someone donate a significant chunk of ISK to my cause, and so I've popped a few alpha boosters. So depending on how many, if I can get some decent numbers of people in here, I may start actually auctioning a few off, or not auctioning, but giving some away. I mean, the entire purpose of the stream in the first place was to show alphas what they can expect in general gameplay. There's another gas site. You know, it's so much fun finding gas sites that aren't going to help you at all. Oh, there's the Amicus. I forgot to tighten it up. Any of the wormholes that you find are going to say unstable. What you want to look for is it'll say beginning to decay or has strongly decayed or something to that effect. Bloody hell. And when you see that, that's when, like, the first one is it's less than 24 hours. And then it's less than 10 hours and less than 2 hours. And trust me, those things will have absolutely no problems collapsing on you while you're inside of them. I had that happen on my Omega the other day. And I managed to squeak my way out of it. Of course, it's a perimeter. Now there's a website. Let's see, the Mine Wormhole Guide. So I'm gonna put a link up in the chat. And that's actually where I get the majority of my information for wormholes. Honestly, Eve University is really good for a lot of the information you're going to benefit from in the game. There are several other sites that you're going to find that also have a lot of information because, believe it or not, excuse me, no one site has the majority of the information for the game. It is spread through like a half dozen sites. So you're going to be looking all over the place. Eve University is a really big one. And there's a few more that I'm drawing a blank on the names right now. And you are quite welcome. So what's this one? Wormhole, of course. Wormhole. That leaves me with 3 more to go. Bounce this out. And we'll analyze. I hate it when that happens. Oh well. Just hey, beautiful.
You're a loaded gun.
Hey, hey.
What kind of cereal did Luke have this morning?
I don't know why.
His bag's so close. Make me mind.
What? You okay in there, babe? Hey. And of course it's gas. Story of my evening. This is my last
Skill training completed.
my last chance for anything worthwhile tonight. So I hate to say it, but it's gas. If I had more time, the gas part wouldn't be such a bad thing. I just grab a gas miner and go to town, but I don't have time to sit here for an hour sucking up gas. So, unfortunately, I think that's going to be it for me for the night. So we're going to warp out of here.
Warp drive active.
Pretty much. So, with that in mind, I think this is as good a time as any to get some sleep. So, I guess this is the Lone Wolf signing off for the evening. Fly safe. Have fun out there, everybody. Take care.